Hey, and welcome back to my corner. For some reason, people online tend to be taking this test, and I don't really understand the appeal to it, but hey, whatever. Um, I have been away, so pretty much the only reason I'm doing this kind of video is because I have literally nothing planned for this week, but back to normal next week because I'll have something for then. Um, so yeah, anyway, here we go. You make new friends regularly. No, because I don't really go outside too often. You spend a lot of your free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest. Not really. I mean, I will sometimes, but, you know, I feel really weird doing this. I'll only do it if I have time to do it, or if I'm interested, really. Seeing other people cry can make me feel like I want to cry too. Strongly disagree. You often make backup plan for a backup plan. I mean, yes, sometimes, but not. I wouldn't say often, but sometimes. You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. The thing is, I hate pressure, but I can act calm. At social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. Yeah, generally. I mean, um, sometimes I do introduce myself to new people, and again, that's if I'm at a social event. So I will say moderately agree. Oh god, I'm only 10% done with this thing. How long is this thing? You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another. Yeah, but I don't exactly get a choice when it comes to like school, but with, the channel, that's what I prefer to do, but you gotta have a whole bunch of other things going on at the same time. Anyway, you prefer to complete. I already asked that. So, moderately agree. You are very sentimental. Not really. You like using organizing tools like schedules and lists. Schedules can burn in hell, and lists. Well, I mean most, not all, but most. Um, and lists can be helpful. Just don't run your life on them. Use them as tools, not as a life plan. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall knowledge and yes, strongly agree. I've gone through Khan Academy before. You feel comfortable with walking up to someone you find interesting and starting up a conversation. I mean, I'd do that if I want to feel awkward and then question my why the hell I did that for like the next 2 nights straight. I mean, I don't know. So moderately disagree. You are not too interested in discussing various interpretations and analysis of creative work. Yeah, that's why I don't enjoy English. You are more inclined to follow your head than your heart. What kind of question is this? Is it basically asking if I'm emotional or if I'm reasonable? And if it's asking if I'm more reasonable than just irrationally emotional, I would say agree. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like in any given moment instead of planning a particular daily routine. Yeah, I mean, planning a day just sort of feels like a wasted of a day. I don't know. People are different. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You enjoy participating in group activities. I mean, yeah, if I was a masochist. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation at the end. No, no, no. I mean, there was oh my god, this was like 4 years ago or something, but 3, 4 years ago. Going back to English in 8th grade, I think. There was this one very stupid book that we were forced to read. I think it was called Long Way Down, and it had an ending like this where, I'm sorry if you don't want to know this, but the quote unquote protagonist is there to kill who he thinks murdered his brother. And it ends with, will you go through with it or will you not? And it's a stupid premise. It's a stupid book. The writing is all over the book. Pages literally. And it's got a stupid ending too. Your happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments? What kind of question is that? My God. You are interested in so many things, you find it difficult to choose what to try next. No, it's more of a thing of, I don't know if I'll like it, so I'm not going to experiment. So I'm just going to do the same thing over and over again. You are prone to worrying about things that will take a turn for the worse. Oh, yeah. I mean, if there's even a chance something will go wrong, I will pretty much be getting the nuclear fallout shelter ready. You avoid leadership roles in group settings. I mean, it depends. Like, most of the time, I'd say, yeah, I would, but sometimes I wouldn't, like in Boy Scouts, for example. You are definitely not an artistic type of person. I mean, I played the clarinet for 4 years, and I can actually draw, I guess, fine, so I don't know. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings? Yes, absolutely. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. I mean, I may relax anyway, but it just eats inside of you, so yeah, agreed. You enjoy watching people argue. No, you tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself. Yeah, I mean, that's sort of fair. I mean, I don't know. Your mood can change very quickly. I mean, like, it can if something, like, sudden happens. Like, if I find out some really bad piece of information. Like, if I found out my cat died, my mood would go very quickly to, like, sadness. But anything else, I don't know. Not really, so I guess I'll disagree. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you. Yes, and this is why I hated 7th and 8th grade math. You often end up doing things at the last moment possible. Generally, because I'm busy with a bunch of other crap. You have always been fascinated by the question, what if anything happens after death? I mean, yeah, but I don't think about that all the time. You usually prefer to be around others than on your own. Okay, what psychopath is going through this and says agree? No. Disagree to that degree. If I agreed with that prompt, do you really think I'd have a YouTube channel? You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. Like, what does this mean? Are we talking about, theoretically, an asteroid could crush us all and just crack the planet in two and kill everyone? Do you mean that kind of theoretical? I mean, yeah, that's terrifying, but I don't really, that's not really interesting because that's just, alright, that can happen. Likelihood is not, but, it could happen. Or is it something like, theorizing about why the Flood weren't in Halo Infinite? I mean, I guess I'm more interested in that, so I guess I'll put mildly disagree. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from yours? Yeah, I mean, I'll feel sorry. I mean, I don't want to sound like a heartless psychopath myself, but I'll feel sorry for someone, but that's just about it. Like that light, sort of shallow feeling of sorrow. Unless I know what they've been through, in which case it's like, okay, yeah. You usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible. I do that because I generally don't want to be the one making decisions, but I have to, so bleh. You rarely second guess the choices you have made. Oh no, all the time. After a long, exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need. I mean, there are exceptions to the general rule where I say yes, but I mean, the rule is no. You enjoy going to art museums. No, they're boring. Next, you often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. Yeah, because they're not reasonable. They're not rational. I mean, if it's like someone punched someone else, they are crying. Okay, I understand the, point A, point B. It's like, oh, someone punched you, you feel sad. But if you're just feeling sad for no reason, and if you're not, especially if you're not showing it, first of all, I might not even know you're feeling the emotion. So, what does that say? You like to have a to-do list for each day? Absolutely not. Remember, schedules and lists don't run your life on them. You rarely feel insecure. Yeah, no, all the time. You avoid making phone calls. unless I have to. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are very different from your own. Not really, because I have a life. In your social circle, you are often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. No, that's generally Andrew. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Absolutely. I mean, if I had answered disagree, then I would probably never get anything done. You are still bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago. I swear, I wake up in cold sweats over, now as a junior in high school, over things I did in second grade, okay? So yes, you rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence and the meaning of life. I mean, yeah, because again, I have a life. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Again, back to being unreasonable and irrational. I'm not that. You take great care not to make people look bad even when it's completely their fault. I mean, if there's someone close to me, sure, but just a random person, absolutely not. I want them to look as bad as possible. If you screwed up, you get the blame, not me. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized, consistent efforts. Yes. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take for them to feel disappointed in you. Hang on, how long? Okay, so we're on, I think it's like 10% per page, so we got like one more after this. But anyway, as to the question, yeah, you would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. I mean, the channel already gives me that. The only reason it isn't a job is because I don't get paid for it. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. I mean, it depends on what they are. If it's sort of thing like, if you ran a marathon, but you never really ran the marathon, because before you ran the marathon, you ran a half marathon. And before that, you ran the quarter marathon and quarter eighth, etc. Yeah, that's a waste of time. You feel drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres rather than quiet, intimate places. No, I like rural. Rural and suburban are fine. You know at first glance how someone is feeling. Again, with me not knowing how to read emotions. You often feel overwhelmed. Sometimes, yes. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. I mean, unless I really have to. Otherwise, no. You are very intrigued by things labeled as controversial. Yes, Dylan Mulvaney is a freak. You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more. Again, if it was like someone close to me or like a family member, depending on who the family member was, yes, but if you're talking about a random person, no. I earned that. If the someone who was giving the opportunity thought you were more qualified, they'd go to you first. You struggle with deadlines. Yes. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Absolutely not. That's irrelevant. I think you can tell. And what am I according to this stupid test? Oh wow. I'm a whatever the hell that is. I don't think that's possible. Like, I don't think of people in the world, anyone can be like more than 80% Wait, like how do you even put introversion and extroversion on a percentage scale? I understand how someone can be more introverted and more extroverted, but I don't see how you could possibly make, okay, you are exactly 91% introverted. Like, let's be realistic. Same thing here, same thing here, same thing here, and same thing here. No, I'm not giving you my email. I don't want spam. Wow, I have the personality type of Daniel Craig, Tom Cruise, and James Bond? Wow, who would have ever cared? Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. It's not exactly what I normally do. And the reason I did this was, again, because I really didn't have time to make anything else. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe if you did. and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.